Hello, Super Nerd friends. Today is Saturday. My day, but not for long. This is the last Saturday I will ever have. Ever. Maybe not ever. Hopefully ever, because, I don't know, I think I'm going to like the whole 1 day a week thing. I think that's going to be good. Although we're totally prepped now for that kind of level of work, it doesn't seem like too much at all. It's like, oh man, 2 days, we're totally set on that. We know how that works and stuff, so that's cool. Yeah, and I just watched your video, Alexis, so I'm like all geared up to talk about gender stuff, and I don't know, like the first thing that came to my mind was, like I have some friends who are, transgender, and like, I don't know, I hear like a lot about like dealing with gender stereotypes from like their perspective, and it's really interesting because, I don't know, for me, gender is so like neutral, and it's just like something that, like it's really important to other people, so it's like I have to do it and like think about it, and it's like, I wish it was just neutral, like it wasn't even a thing, but save that for next week, I suppose. Gosh, what else is happening in my life? Becky, hope you're still doing homework. I got a good text like right after, so that was good. What was I going to talk about? I don't know. This time I really tried to think of something. Although, it's a good thing it's like my last personal video, I suppose. But I got a call from my dad today, and he told me this charming, beautiful story. They went down to Disneyland with, his wife's, like, niece or godchild or something. And they were there, and my dad, he's like, oh, so you'll never believe what happened to me when we were down in Disneyland. And then his voice got this odd, sort of terrified, excited quality to it. And he's like, so we were there, and I just discovered this whole subculture of people that I never knew existed. And they're like 30-year-old men who all watch My Little Ponies. I'm like, oh, bronies. And he's like, you know the word? I'm like, yeah, I'm from the internet. I know the word. And he was just telling me all these things. There was like a convention down there. So there were just, the entire park just filled with 30-year-old dudes, like in cosplay. And he's like, and this other thing that I learned, I'm like, furries? He's like, yeah, furries. I'm like, wow, you just had your eyes opened, like, all over the place. That must have been really traumatic all at once. He's like, yeah, it kind of was. I'm like, yeah, it really puts that whole, I don't know, 30-year-old, 40-year-old guys going and dressing up as Klingons. He's like, I know, they make them look respectable. I never thought that could happen. Just, oh, Dad, it's really cute. Oh, but there was a story, like, they were down, like, around the boardwalk, and, like, his wife and the niece, like, did a little carnival type game and got, like, a little unicorn doll or something. And one of the bronies came up, like, a little toy was, like, sticking out of their purse. And a brony came up and, like, nuzzled it. And it's like, oh, it's weird. It's really weird. Anyway, so my dad had his eyes opened to the world. And it was fun. It was kind of fun listening to him talk about it because, like, I assume we all know just because we all spend time on the internet, and it's, I don't know, there's some things you just kind of learn about. You know, it's like, you all live in the same town, and everybody knows about the bronies around the corner. But my dad didn't know. He's not from the internet. So he saw them in person, a whole convention of them, which would be really, that's actually quite a lot to take in when you think about it. So I thought that was kind of cute, and he called me up and he told me about it, like he didn't have anyone else to say this to, and like no one else really understood. And then he, calls his daughter who's hip to it, and he's like, oh, and she already knew about the bronies. Kids these days, and the 30-year-old guys also. It's weird. So yeah, that's one good thing about spending time on the internet, is when you go to Disneyland and there's a brony convention, you know what's up. Yeah. So Alexis, your job thing, that's really cool. makes me sad that there isn't any froyo shops in my state. 'Cause that'd be really cool. And yeah, I don't think Alaskans know what frozen yogurt is. I think that's too much of an urban delicacy item, and people are probably just sick of things being frozen. That's really cool. What raft? Yeah, you've told me the rafting story. It's a good story, and yeah, I can see why you'd be like, it's impossible that I've not told you that story, because it's an excellent story. How can you not like a story where like you like almost die in it? That reminds me. One time I was at a water park with my family, and we were in like the wave pool, and they had to like shut down the entire wave pool and rescue me. Like the lifeguards had to like pull me out, and they had to shut down that whole section like of the park, that little ride, just for me, so they could rescue me. And I remember just being kind of confused, because I didn't feel in danger at any point in this entire thing. I just like remember just kind of like being in the waves and being in the water, and suddenly the waves stopped and the lifeguard was pulling me out. I'm like, okay. He like asked me questions like, did you feel like you were in danger? Why did you go out that far into the water when you're only like 2 inches high or something? And like, I don't know what's happening. Was this necessary? Anyway, so I don't know. Apparently I was drowning. I didn't feel like I was drowning, or if I was, it was, just another day in the neighborhood. I don't know. But I understand how that is, like, especially like with younger kids when they're under the water for a certain amount of time, and you're like, are they dying yet? I can't tell. Especially with like huge, gigantic wave pools, and there's like a young person kind of around the deep end. It's like, they're probably okay, but if they're not, then they're gonna die. So we should probably just be on the safe side. So I know that feeling now. Then it was just kind of mysterious, but it's really interesting when you become a lifeguard. You become that person you hated as a child, and it's like part of growing up in a way. You just realize that all those innocent, fun-loving children that one of whom you used to be are all just lemmings trying to kill themselves in the deep end, and trying to break their spine by jumping in where they shouldn't be, even though they are entirely aware of the fact that they can jump in. No harm will come to them because they're young and invincible, and they haven't figured out what death means. It's spinal injuries. And that's probably all I have to say. No one's gotten back to me yet on housing. I don't remember if I told you this then. I don't remember when I found out. The graduation is this weekend, so hopefully I start getting answers then. Although I think I put my name on the wrong list, because someone emailed me asking if I needed a roommate. I'm like, I don't even have a house. I think I put my name on the wrong list. How did you get my number? Don't care. You have a cat. I'm allergic. I hate cats. I love cats. I hate cat biology. What else? Oh, my cousin is I think graduating this Tuesday from high school, which is fantastic. Graduating from Wazoo was really impressive. They got everyone graduated. It took all day, but they were so organized about it. You could tell they'd done that before. And you think of it's got to be more than hundreds, right? It's got to be 1,000 people almost, or maybe over that. Graduating all on the same day, with speeches every time, and people walking in and walking out. And it took all day, but that's a lot of people, a lot of people moving through. And then there's the high school thing, and it's Alaska High School, so the graduating class is less than 100 people. I think the high school when I was there was 500 kids, so the graduating class is around 100, probably a little bit less because people drop out by the time they're seniors. But that's gonna take hours. It's really, it's cool, because my cousin isn't going to college exactly. She wants to be a emergency medical person, an EMT, ride around in the siren-y boxes with wheels and save people who are not healthy. really not sure why my words failed me just then. It's kind of embarrassing. Sireny boxing with the wheels, yeah. That's a sign that I should stop, so I will. And bid you guys good night, good week, and Happy New Year, in a sense. Good job team, good job super nerd friends. And I will text and talk to you guys later. Bye.